Abusu ama me na wase na me mo akwa banfamra Ashanti Media so adaroma like video share mo before na ono nso enya bi enhwe se won subscribe to the channel no so adaroma na wa subscribe abeka family no ho na Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah versus the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Paul Baffoe Bonnie, omu case on legal vacation, no, egusua ekosua enyasem ketuana, ebisa se, sa particular case no kwano, emu enchiremu ni se, ndiye beng, ene kofa sa issue nyina edebaye, na Paul Adum Ochire, etumi achiremu ebie ni, the rare issues with the articles are enyasem ketua, na yenjibre, na yenkoti nsem no munchiremu na yenso yenche yadwen emfa ho.
Let's get to the legal vacation brouhaha. Our responsibility on this touch screen tonight is to explain to you. I'm sure you've heard it. What is it about vacation? Initially, the case was presented that the accused person, so there are people on trial. They call it political trial, but it's a trial. Kwabena Eduboahin and others, and you have Hanan and others. And then there's SkyTrain, that is Solomon and others, Dr. Ameyawe Konfi. All of these are going on, and there's high-profile trials against former high-profile appointees of the new Patriotic Party government. Now, the tussle has been going on between the lawyers for the defense and the Attorney General, back and forth. And then the month of August, the month of July approaches. And then general public begin to hear that there's something called a legal vacation, which occurs at the end of July and up to October. What happens at legal vacations is that courts don't sit. Okay, so the propaganda has gone out. The government says that the accused persons are running away because they know that they have sinned against the law and they want some time, and they are not going to give them that time. The case is going to travel every day. No vacation for the case. Let's hurry up. Some have even asked the sarcastic question that defense lawyers believe that their clients are not guilty of their offense. Are they not in a hurry to arrive at the not guilty conclusion, which will only be arrived at the end of the trial, etc., etc.? Tonight, we are going to show you what is all this about. What does it mean? Who is saying what? Just give me 5 minutes. I'll explain everything. We'll decode it for you. You know that's what we do best over here. This is the Lord Chief Justice in the middle, Mr. Justice Baffoe Bonnie. This is Member of Parliament for ay3d3, lawyer Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. And this is the learned Attorney General appointed under Article 88, Dominic Ayini. So Oppong Nkrumah has taken out a writ against the Lord Chief Justice and Dominic Ayini because the Chief Justice wrote a warrant to Mr. Justice Achibonga. We'll show it to you, and said to him that don't go on vacation, continue sitting. I am telling you that you should sit with the power vested in me. Sit on these cases, and then all hell broke loose. Lawyers for the accused persons decided that they will not attend the courts. Atachia Esquire, Godfrey Diabo Adame, former Attorney General Esquire, both had failed to attend the courts because they said they're on vacation. The judges threatened the accused person that, well, if your lawyer doesn't come, you have to do the cross-examination yourself. For instance, Kwabena Eduboahin's wife was told, she's a banker, she was told that you do the cross-examination yourself. Your lawyer is going on vacation, you will see. You will do the cross. It sounded like a threat, and everybody looked at this as a threat. Anyway, so last time these accused persons met, all the courts told them that on Thursday, 2 days from now, the Supreme Court will be hearing the matter of Kojo Oppong Nkrumah Esquire. And the matter before the Supreme Court is, Oppong Nkrumah is asking the Supreme Court to affirm that during vacations, the Chief Justice should not be able to do what he is doing. Let's start the story now. What is legal vacation? They'll give me some slide here and you understand it. Very beautiful slide done by my legal producers. So you like this photograph? Okay. So the point about this, viewers, is that maybe you can show it to them. This better. I think this better. Occasionally you can come back to the studio, but this is fine. The point about this, viewers, have a close look at this photograph. You see a judge sitting in the middle. You see two lawyers sitting standing opposite each other. They are speaking to each other, but they're also speaking to the judge is called the bench, and the lawyers are called the bar. Okay. Now, you know, if you look at a teacher, a banker, a doctor, an engineer, a carpenter, a fisherman, what else can I add? Any other profession, a vulcanizer. All of these people, they have work schedules that allows them to go on leave. During the year, they are allowed to go on leave. A doctor goes on leave. An architect goes on leave. Even journalists, sometimes we go on leave. Often we can't, but yeah, sometimes we do. But there's a leave schedule in there. The lawyers don't have such a leave schedule. And if the lawyers were to take a leave schedule, it will actually affect the case. It is important to observe that lawyers have a peculiar work to do. If you look at this photograph, if this guy is not there, the case cannot continue. One lawyer alone cannot do the case. If the judge is not there, the case won't continue. If you transpose that to a bank, if the commercial manager is not there, he's gone on leave for 1 month, somebody will do his work. In fact, when you're working with these corporates, they send you an email and it says that for the next I'm out on holiday, my colleagues so and so and so, so the work continues. It's not the same for the practice of the law. A lot of lawyers do chamber practice, and the practice of the law does not allow that. If this guy doesn't come, this guy cannot go on. So to forestall delays, lawyers are encouraged to stay put from September, October to July. Stay put. Make sure you are at trials. If you can do 1 or 2 here, just a few hours, 1 day, something simple like that. But you have to be at the trial. His lordship is staying put. They are there for the trial. They will adjourn for a few days, 2-3 days. You can do a quick dash to Kumasi and come back. You can do a quick dash to Takoradi and come back. Some of the lawyers do cases across the country, so all that is allowed. But essentially, you can't go on leave as a lawyer, practicing law. You can't. So you will go on leave, and you take that because you know that come 31st July, you are on leave. The judge is on leave. Both lawyers are on leave. That's what they call the legal vacation. This is the concept behind the legal vacation. If one lawyer is not there, your case won't go on. There's nothing for you to do. You show up at the court, lawyer will get angry. Where is counsel on the other side? Counsel on the other side didn't come. Then the judge will say, he didn't come. Please, counsel, do you know why he didn't come? Where are his juniors? Hey, stand up. Where is your boss? So, my lord, he woke up this morning with a headache. He woke up with what headache? Tell him that if he doesn't... But essentially, the case cannot continue. You would have to adjourn. The judge can be angry all he wants. The lawyers will be angry. The litigants will be angry. But lawyer Konimo didn't come. So you can't continue. That's what we need to understand. As a result of that, they are not allowed, it's a strong word, but they are encouraged to remain put between the months of September, October to July. That is the legal year. You can't say I'm going on vacation and you are not there, you've gone on leave during the legal year. You can make an emergency trip, etc. So that's the concept. Oppong Nkrumah versus the Chief Justice. Okay, so this is the rate of Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. We'll show you the rest. What's the vacation of legal? That's what we have explained here. And you have CI 47, days and hours of sitting. Now, CI 47 regulates the days and the hours of sitting. So the lawyers have that in their system. They have a few other holidays I have to tell you from the CI. That's also on your screen. Easter Monday in each year and ending on the Friday immediately following. So the period after Easter Monday, what some people call Easter Tuesday. So Easter Tuesday, Easter Wednesday, Easter Friday, then the next one, not the Good Friday one. So after Easter Monday, the rest of the week, the lawyers take it off. The courts don't sit the rest of the week. I'm going to explain to you, when we say the courts don't sit, what does it mean? Yeah. Okay. So these are some periods. And then they also have the main one, the period commencing 1st August in each year and ending 30th September in that year. That is the period of their leave. And also the period commencing 23rd December in each year and ending 6th January in the next year. So these are the middle one, the B on your screen is the main leave that we are talking about here. All right. So because the lawyers know and the judicial system is aware that there will be a legal vacation, but they also know that legal vacation doesn't mean that every court is locked. No. So what happens in the system? What happens over the last how many years? Recently, we're celebrating 150 years of the Supreme Court. So what has been happening over the last 150 years is that by June, is it June? Yes, by June, the Lord Chief Justice will publish a list of judges who are going to sit in this vacation. They will have criminal judges and they will have civil judges who are going to sit in this vacation. It's published. Every lawyer knows. Now, the purpose of this publication, I like what they are giving me now. Excellent. So, viewers, if you can follow, can they see it clearly? Yeah, maybe put it up like that. Should I spread it out so they can see it? Great. Can you see it better? Now, look at the date on this document. And it's a memorandum to all judges. And it's from the Deputy Judicial Secretary. And it's dated 16th of June, 2026. The subject is roster for vacation sittings on the High Court 2026. Respectfully, the letter says, I have been directed by His Lordship, the Acting Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Gabriel Poaman, to forward the attached roster for sittings of the High Court during the 2026 legal vacation for your kind attention. Please accept the compliments, he says, of His Lordship, the Acting Chief Justice. So by June 16th, 2026, the members of the Ghana Bar Association and members of the Dafiamakpo Bar Association, which is just Dafiamakpo and Madina MP and 3 of them. So 3 of them are members of one bar association. The rest of the lawyers are members of the Ghana Bar Association. They all knew, they were all aware that the following judges are going to be vacation judges. All the vacation judges are High Court judges because it is known that the High Court takes a lot of issues. So they have them. Now, it is important for us to clarify here that when a vacation judge is named, if you understand a bit of equation, the vacation judge is the constant in the equation. The variable is the cases that will come to him. So when you are named as a vacation judge, it doesn't mean that the work that you have been doing during the term, you continue doing it during the vacation. No, that's what it means. You stop the work that you've been doing because the lawyers have gone on vacation. They'll come in October. And then you have been listed as a vacation judge. So you sit down and wait. So when people have cases during the vacation, they know that I have to file it to this judge. These are vacation judges. The rest are not available. So let's look at the roster properly because there's something interesting I'm going to bring out in the roster. So if you look at the roster that was given for vacation judges, this is Land Court 1, 2, 3. It's Justice Rubina Ajele Kwesen, Mrs. She's a vacation judge. She'll be sitting. Justice Efio Usu Apia will be sitting. Justice Caleb Abedu will be sitting. That's Labor Court 1. And then Justice Mariam Sinari will be sitting. Justice Sedinam Awo Kwadam will be sitting. Justice Halima El Alawari Al Basit will be sitting. And Justice Isaac Addo will also be sitting. Now, look at the one that we have circled. Justice Kokuvi Tay. There's a reason why we have circled that. It's very important. I'm going to explain it now. Now, keep your eye on it, please. Justice Kokuvi Tay is the same judge who is prosecuting the matter of the National Service people. What do they? Giftiowari and co. Justice Kokibite is the judge for that matter. But listen to this. Because that matter is a criminal trial matter, that should be suspended during the vacation as normal, she has actually suspended that matter. So Giftiowari and co will reappear before Justice Kokubite in October. But Justice Kokubite is a vacation judge. It doesn't mean that she's going to continue with the Giftiowari matter during the vacation. It means that she's been listed as a vacation judge. She's going to sit down as a constant in the equation and wait for the variables, which is the cases that will come before her. She's not going to treat any of the trial cases that she was already doing during the legal term year. She's going to wait on those ones, adjourn them until after the vacation. But she's been listed as a vacation judge, so she will hear them. What happens to these vacation judges? Well, don't they go on vacation? They very do. When everyone has come back, the Chief Justice will have a schedule for them also to take their vacation. Next year, another judge will be a vacation judge. Next year, so when you talk to judges, as I do sometimes, and they are trying to remind you of something, they'll say, oh, you know, in 2015, that year I was a vacation judge. You hear a lot about High Court judges. Everyone becomes a vacation judge at one point or the other. So the concern that Oppong Nkrumah is having is this. How can it be that on the 16th of June, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, has issued the list of vacation judges, and we know them. And then somehow or rather, you issue a warrant to a particular judge who is actually not a High Court judge. He's a judge of the Court of Appeal, but he's sitting as an additional High Court judge on criminal matters of Hanan, Kwabena Edubuahin, and all that. And everyone is expecting these cases to also hold on to the vacation. And the judge says, and the Chief Justice writes to Justice Achibonga and says that you have to sit. And here is the letter. It's here. It says, by virtue of the powers conferred on me, I hereby authorize you to sit as an additional High Court judge at the Specialized Court 1, Law Court Complex, Accra, during the 2026 legal vacation and conduct hearings. It goes on to say that by a copy of this letter, the Deputy Judicial Secretary, Court Manager, Law Court Complex, Accra, is accordingly notified. Please accept my compliments, Justice Paul Baffoe, Chief Justice, and is copied to Judicial Secretary, etc. This is the contention of the Honorable Member of Parliament himself, a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. He says that, how is the Chief Justice able to do this? How is he able to do that? And he's calling it an abuse of the Chief Justice's discretion. He's calling it an abuse of law. And he's calling on the Supreme Court to strike it out as null, void, and of no effect. This is the matter that the Supreme Court will be hearing on Thursday. But it doesn't end there. The Attorney General has responded. Let's check it out. What did the Attorney General say? What is the Attorney General's response? Now, the Attorney General says that the warrants issued by the Chief Justice are administrative acts, not constitutional matters. As such, they do not fall within the Supreme Court's exclusive or original jurisdiction. The constitutional provisions cited by the applicant, blah, 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 they do not provide the proper basis for invoking the Supreme Court's jurisdiction. And then they say somewhere also about human rights. They say that Article 3610, which is under Chapter 6 of the Constitution, cannot by itself, or even when read together with Chapter 5 provisions, ground the court's exclusive jurisdiction. So the Attorney General's contention on the Oppong Nkrumah matter is not really on the substantive matter. The Attorney General is seeking to get the case out. He's raising a question of jurisdiction. He's saying that the matters being complained about are matters that are matters of jurisdiction and of human rights. And if they are matters of human rights, then the Supreme Court is not the right place for the settlement of human rights matters. The Constitution points to the High Court. So the Attorney General, in his response to the writ for Thursday, is going to ask the Supreme Court that your jurisdiction has not been properly invoked, and send Kojo Oppong Nkrumah to the High Court to argue his his human rights matter. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah's lawyers are going to argue otherwise. They are going to say that what they are complaining about is an abuse of law. It's the way in which a law has been used, and only the Supreme Court can do that. That's not a human rights matter. They are not formulating a human rights action. They are formulating an action which is challenging the exercise of discretion under the 1992 Constitution. Let's see what the Supreme Court says. Unfortunately, these days, they don't tell us the quorum, which is the panel, before the morning of the court case. Otherwise, we would have come on the touch screen and showed you a little bit of that.